the War Act. And the War Act is very much a liberal. He's very much a lawyer. He's very much opposed to a lot of legislation that brings us jobs and economic expansion. And I know that from studying his voting record. So that's the first reason I'm doing this. I think to run against a candidate that your group would like would be a waste of time. And that's certainly not the case here. Secondly, I've had two great passions in my work life. One is business. Built up a big business with a lot of great people, and went up to 400 people and around $70 million a year. And then I don't have my investment in that now, and so I have time for the second passion that's going along with this, which is politics. I ran for Congress. I've helped out candidates. I've been in Washington for the governor. I have done all kinds of things in the political field. Now I have time. My opponent in this primary is a businessman, but it also takes time, and I think time is what I have at this point in my life to devote to this. Third, it has to be an adventure. It has to come from your soul. I mean, if somebody read the book, It's Fun to Be in Politics, that's not going to do it, all right? So it's got to be coming from your soul, and it's got to be some fun. I mean, Jesus was not a drab individual who said we can't have any fun doing good things in this life. His first miracle had to do with wine and the wedding party. So I think it has to be an adventure and it has to be fun, and that's the sense I have about this. As far as what I might be doing, I think that the first thing is that I know the governor, I work with the governor, and I think the governor's done a lot of good for our states. Out of the 50 states, this is one of the only ones that's not a basket case financially. In addition to that, I think we've done a lot of good as far as taxes are concerned. We'll continue to. But we need job creation and we need economic development. And those backgrounds come from me, not because I read about it, because I lived it for many, many years in the business world. As far as qualifications, I have a typical businessman's type qualifications, but I've also had statewide experience with the Indiana Chamber of Commerce Board and the Indiana Manufacturers Association Board and other boards and activities. I've also been the head of Citizens Against Casinos, because I think casinos, while they may be touted as an economic benefit, they really ship money to Trump and a whole bunch of other people out of our community, and it's a real problem for a Christian as a way to raise money, as far as I'm concerned. I also, in doing this job, I think that I can bring to it a lifetime of experience. I'm not a kid, and I think that's good. I think we need a variety of age groups, and I think especially people who, through experience, know what works and what doesn't. One of the things that really upsets me as I read the paper is the idea that we should throw billions of dollars around without knowing how we're going to pay for it or where the sustenance is going to come. And you learn that from being out in the real world and doing real things for real people. In addition, you're a representative, and if you can't represent people unless you listen to them. So if you like to be up here giving lectures all the time, that's not going to get it done. You got to kind of have an outgoing, friendly sort of personality, which I do, and listen to people. People of all walks of life are children of God, and they all have a wonderful personal story to tell you. And this is a representative form of government, and it's a form of government where the individuals who represent us need to listen to us. And you don't help a woman across the street unless she wants to go across the street. It's very important to know what would really help the people before you get so involved with telling them what to do. Thank you.
Thank you, and good evening. Thank you, Kelly, and Citizens for Common Sense. I appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening, introduce myself, and speak with you for a few minutes and take your questions. I have lived in St. Joe County and done business in St. Joe County for a little over 33 years, relocating here in 1977 after 4 years in the Air Force in Texas and on the island of Guam. I'm doing this because I believe that St. Joe County and northern Indiana are headed in the wrong direction. We need new and inspired leadership in Indianapolis. What we need are jobs. We need representation in Indianapolis that is business friendly, that will work to attract new business to this area, that will work to retain the business that we have here. need to prevent the exodus of business from St. Joe County and northern Indiana. We need to make it far easier for businesses that are already here to grow and expand their workforces. I can only describe the current representatives' business legislation and voting record as being hostile to business development. And that simply cannot go on. I am a solid conservative, I am a fiscal conservative and a social conservative who will not forget who elected me if I'm fortunate enough to be elected. I promise to listen to you, and I promise to vote in your best interest at all times, regardless of my interests. I will not sell out my position, my beliefs, or my values for any piece of legislation, whatever it may be, unlike a lot of what we've just seen. I've been asked numerous times what I hope to accomplish if I'm fortunate enough to be elected. And I've come to the conclusion that any freshman legislator, regardless of who it is not going to be able to accomplish a whole lot as that freshman legislator going to Indianapolis. But what I can do, and what I hope to be a part of, is a team that brings common sense and accountability and responsiveness to state government. I have, and I am at a position at a time in my life and my career where I have the energy and the time available to me to devote 100% of the time that's required to do that. Not only while the legislature is in session, but throughout the year. I'm a salesman, and I think it'd be a good thing if we had state representatives who are actually helping to bring business into the area and doing good things. Further, I believe that I have the time ahead of me to be able to grow into a position of leadership in the State House, where I can bring even more common sense, more reasonableness, and more responsiveness to state government to keep doing good things for the citizens of Northern Indiana and District 8. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you. I thank you for being here tonight. I would appreciate your support, and I would appreciate your vote and be very thankful for your vote on May 4th. Thank you, and I welcome you.